Hey everyone, in this video I'll be showing you how to easily farm the thermal cores in Palworld's 1.0 update. These are required for a lot of recipes, so I'll be showing you the best method to get a ton of them fast, and this is actually going to be a pretty easy way. I'll show you some other methods to make it a little bit quicker if you'd want, but what we're going to have to do is come on over to the world tree. What we're going to be going for is Aegidron here. Now, there are a couple other ways that we can go about doing this, but I would personally recommend having a Yakumo here with you that has the Birds of a Feather passive, which will allow us to then pass on lavish hospitality and service minded. This gives dropped items obtained from this pal plus 100% and plus 50% respectively, and Yakumo's ability here will pass it on to the pal that we're trying to catch. There's a 30% chance for that to happen. We want to have the first one being lavish hospitality for the highest possible percent chance. So once you have that all sorted out, I would recommend having something like the Mercy Ring equipped or the Pal Tamer's Glasses. I do have a guide on how to get that, and we're gonna go hunt the Aegidron here. Now, you can catch one of these and then go ahead and go for another, and I'll show you guys this the best method for that, but we're gonna go ahead, take it down and catch it. And once that is done, we're going to check the passives. It does not have what we want, so you're going to rinse, wash, and repeat until we have two that are suitable. So you want them to have them with those passives on it because we're going to end up breeding them, and they're going to have a higher percent chance of passing those on to the eggs, which is a very important thing. So basically, you're going to take two of them here, set them to your breeding ranch, and then throw in something like the vegetable cake there so they make two eggs at a time. And what you can do, or if you don't want to go for the breeding route, is then take the one that we have here, and then what we're going to do is go into our party, make sure that we have a splaterina in our party. You can just use the disassembler, but this is going to increase the drops that we get by 200%, which is obviously worthwhile doing, especially if you don't want to go the longer way of making those. So what you're then going to do is go ahead, put the meat cleaver into your inventory, press 4 or whatever the radial wheel is, and then you're going to go make sure you do have the butcher knife out. This will allow you to butcher Aegidron here, which he has a very large pal, so it does blur a large section of the screen, and then you're going to see the items that we're going to get here. That was the alpha one, which is a good source of World Tree Holy Water, but you're going to want to have the non-alpha version. So whenever you have the eggs here, don't use Bronze Cherry or Bronze Cherry Aqua. You can still use, for example, Grintail, but these will make it an alpha, which does change its loot table. So make sure it's non-alpha. Grintail will speed this up, but what you're going to then do is actually butcher the proper one, which will then give us those thermal cores that we're looking for. So the nice thing is you control if it's going to be an alpha or not, and you see there we got 5 thermal cores and 5 giant pal souls, making it a great way to get pal souls as well. So poor Aegidron doesn't have a really useful pal skill, so it ends up just being a thermal core farm for us. But yeah, if you get those passives on it, set 2 of them to a breeding farm and just let them go to town with that. You can reassign them at the monitoring stand. Have a vegetable cake in there. I do have a separate guide on how to do breeding if you're not aware. Just cut it for time, just because that is it is something that most people do know at this point. But yeah, you're just going to continually keep breeding them. Grab the eggs, toss them into the egg hatchery, and then take them either to the disassembling line, or I just prefer using the splaterina here in the butcher's cleaver to give yourself 5 per Aegidron. And it's an insanely fast farm. You can get a ton of thermal cores really quickly and a massive amount of giant pal souls. So this is a great 2-in-1 farm that is super easy to do in Palworld's 1.0 update. You don't need those passives. It will just speed things up. So this is all just to optimize it. But yeah, you're just going to have the breeding to get the normal ones here, and then you're just going to go ahead and slaughter them. Kind of cruel, I know, but it is what it is. That's how to get yourself thermal cores in Palworld's 1.0 update. If this video is useful, hit the subscribe button below. We'll catch y'all in the next one.